my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. Whenever you look my video, whenever you watch my video, share the video to all platforms. Share it to family and friends. Share it in your WhatsApp group so that people can get information on what is happening in the contraption called Nigeria, mainly against the Biafrans, against the Duduas, against the indigenous people in the contraption called Nigeria. I try as much as possible to set the record straight. I don't preach hate speech. I don't speak against people. I set the record straight. The only important thing I do here is to make sure that the plight of the people remains on the front burner and the world will know the true story of what is going on in the contraption called Nigeria.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Apologies for the outage of the connection. There was due to some breakdown in satellite connections, but we're back fully now. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. We'll be speaking with Senator Ali Ndumedi, chairman of the Army Committee in the Senate. Thank you so much for your time, distinguished. I mean, some of the figures and some of the information coming, and they're not quite pleasing. And I was asking what led to the resurgence, and perhaps these terrorists, the bandits, they now have some kind of appetite to attacking train stations and train facilities. What do you think could be responsible?
Well, as I said, I cannot actually say that, but the reason why this is happening, but what I know is that the security apparatus in the country are doing their best, but more needs to be done to either to be proactive in order to avoid such an act. From what I'm getting, my own thinking is that this, the bandits or the terrorists, as you call them, were well prepared for this. And they acted and left in the time that the army could not properly respond in time, the armed forces, even though from where that event happened, the Nigerian army were on ground. Otherwise, the situation would have been worse. The passengers confessed on that. The internal security available within tried their best, but that was not good enough. We've lost 8 lives sometime. They are talking about 9 now, and then many injured and many missing. But my concern is, how come 48 hours after that, no news?
Because the information, the information that we have distinguished now, based on the manifest that was released by the state government, says about 398 people bought tickets. 362 of these passengers were validated. 8 bodies have been recovered, 8 people dead, and 26 people injured, and several people unaccounted for on that Abuja Kaduna train service AK9. Some reports were that they were up to 900, but as against, this is the official information coming from government. But the question is, those who have said intelligence is a major problem, how come these guys were rigging those the bombs on the track and nothing was done? And the minister was visibly angry that we should have bought a gadget worth 3 billion naira, and he said some agents or people in government did not allow that to happen. Shouldn't we be looking in that direction to probe what really happened?
Yeah, we're getting to that, but before then, let's address the issues. The issue now is, how many people are missing? We don't know.
We don't know now.
We know 8 people died, that is it. But my question, and we have invited the army already, and they're coming to see us, to tell us, well, they intervened, and the passengers confirmed that it was more on time. But after that, where are these people? I mean, up to now, we cannot say, this is where they are, or some security agencies cannot say they'll get these people, And I understand that there were so many of them on motorcycles, and they came with buses. The buses that they took people and put them and left with
and
them.
ferried them away.
So it's not like flying or...
They were well prepared, they were armed enough, they were orchestrated.
Definitely.
They strategized very well for this attack.
But
another one happened just less than 24 hours afterwards.
On the road.
Yes.
Yes. But what surprises me is, by now, left to me, there should have been a situation room, an information, center that will be telling people what is happening every time. But maybe for security reasons, as usual.
But Senator, if the information on what governor of Kaduna State, whatever he said, is anything to go by, on the fact that these bandits and these terrorists, they know them. They know where they are. They can listen to them. The governor said that they can listen to their communication. But the problem is that they are not being attacked on all angles.
Wait, Sheon, that is what I really don't buy into. As a chairman Senate Committee on Army or a senator of this country, if I know anybody that has anything to do with that and there are facts, why don't you bring them out? If you say you know somebody, I will mention it. Sheon is, I know. How? This is what he did. No, but how come you say there are people?
The point he said, he made was that they are being able to. They're able to listen to them.
If you listen to them,
and they can listen to them, and that the fact that he was asking that they need to be bombarded on all angles, that they can flush them out.
If that is the case, why is it not being done? Let me tell you that all these things, if you look at it, deeply, there is a lot of complacency in it. You have the MTN services. These people are using phone. You can track. With today's technology, people are taken away and you say you don't know where they are? No, let's be serious. And coming back to what the minister says, I get angry too. How can you put all these people every day on the average of 1,000 are moving around, and then the ministry will ask for money to buy gadgets and drones? These are mostly off-the-shelf items. You can order them, import them, or air freight them immediately and install them in 2-3 days. But you know what will happen with Nigeria now? Next is, they will go to TV and show that we have purchased so and so, and the bandits will watch it. They know where there is going to be installed. These are things that are supposed to be in place. And these are things that are not supposed to go through what they call due process. The due process is to put everything that will secure the life of people.
And it will expose
and what happened in this case is, I don't know, because this system is terrible. People will frustrate this kind of process, and as you can see, the minister was angry, and that means there was a lot of frustration in the process of procurement. He said it.
They didn't even approve the money, according to him. So you said it's 3 billion and wasn't approved.
And they are approving.
And it's angry that people are dead now.
And they are approving money for trivialities, nonsense. Every consultant this, and now even this one, they will say, okay, let's employ a consultant first, so that out of 3 billion, a consultant will be paid 5%. That's 1-something billion, isn't it? Or 100 and something million. That's all these people do in this government. I have said it several times. There is a lot of kleptocrats in this system. And the government needs to do something about it.
Senator, let's wrap up and look at it in this way. What do you think is the solution? You are the chair of the Army Committee. How can we stop? Because a lot of people have taken this train service as alternative because the roads are not safe.
I'm not defending the Army, but the Army has a lot on its plate. Too much. Things that are not... Army has nothing to do with securing terrain road. It's not. It's a police or even local security arrangement by the Nigerian Railway. But if they are not given the money and the resources for that, they can't do it. And that's what the minister is saying. Why don't you now ask people, you get drones, you can get drones installed on the way, and you can get the locals to, supervise and make sure, these bandits are, as they said, most of the passengers are saying these are kids that are youths that are between the ages of 18 and 20 or 30 at most. And they don't fly or they don't disappear. They came in groups, 200, and then all of a sudden they disappear, and nobody can say, no, we got 10 here, 20, or even that is if they disperse themselves.
And the problem
if you talk like this, people start thinking, this guy is just a senator or a politician, he doesn't know what he's doing. If I'm in the army or in the police, I would have been an IG now or retired. So it's high time we hold people responsible. It's high time the citizens too How can you say now in Abuja, if something happens in this place, channels, and then if, I'm not praying for you to be attacked or something like that, but if something happens, within minutes, the information will be on the social media. But why? What will happen around? Why don't you condone this place? Why don't you deploy people? If you do that, you cover this area. Why don't you have additional people? And then the question I'm saying is, what of your neighbors here? If something happens in the channel, there is people here will know. Why wouldn't they report? And Nigerian citizens too are complicit because these people live in villages. They don't are afraid. They operate with people. They go to the markets now. They'll go and get food for these people. What about the intelligence?
Distinguished, we need to leave it at that. Probably, I think before the week runs out, if you have time, that we can discuss this further when you have met the Army Committee.
Yeah, we are meeting the committee, but not this week. It's going to be Thursday.
Okay.
And let me say that, again, I spoke with the COAS. He was right on time. The next day, he was there himself. It's not an external aggression. Yes, it's terrorists, but this is the work of police, SS, and all that.
All right. Distinguished, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. Well, let's switch gears now. A renowned pharmacist and former chairman of the Nigerian Economy Summit Group, Mazi, that's what is popularly called Mazi, Sam Onwabunwa, has condemned the rising cases of insecurity in land as well as what he describes as the poor state of the nation's economy. Onwabunwa, who was speaking shortly after picking his expression of interest from in Abuja, calls for the total rejigging of the nation's security apparatus. He also lists areas of interest he hopes to focus on if elected president in 2023.
Our focus is to turn Nigeria into an investment heaven, where there will be foreign investment and local investment will be promoted by a combination of a strong foreign investment inflow and local investment motivation. We will create businesses, we'll create programs, we'll create projects, because investments create businesses, create programs, and create projects. These programs, projects, and businesses will create jobs.
I'm now being joined by the renowned pharmacist and former chairman of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, a presidential aspirant on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, Sam Onwabunwa. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you, Shehu, for having me.
So you made true to your promise to run in this race and you have obtained the form.
I'm not a kid. When you see an old man standing in the sun in a hot afternoon, you just don't go and tell him, old man, get out of the sun. Because he knows it's on and he knows the heat. What you can do is say, Baba, I hope all is well. Because an old man does not come out in the sun except...
What has sent you to the sun, Mr. Onwabunwa?
Just the discussions you were having with Senator Alain Dume. I empathize with Alain Dume because he tries to restrict himself. You know, he once in a while he sets free, but he comes back because he's in a government, in a party that has failed the nation. And I think we need to come to that conclusion that they have done their best. But when your best is not good enough, as he has said, we need to admit it and then ask for help, seek help. So I'm here to offer that help.
And you perhaps have seen yourself becoming Nigeria's president. Maybe in your inner mind or in your dreams at some point you have sat on the chair as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's happened to you a few times in your imagination, isn't it? Correct. And the question is that, do you see this happening really, for real?
It's going to manifest in 2023 by the grace of God. Because things happen. And they happen first because you have an inner conviction. You have the capacity and the capability. You feel able. A problem is persisting. A problem is becoming chronic. Our economy degenerating. Poverty is climbing the hills. Joblessness is filling the nation. And we can't even be secure anymore. Simple, secure. You can't travel by road. You can't travel by air. You can't travel by...
And you have the solution, Mr. Onwabunwa?
I do have the solution. I mean, and that's why I'm here.
You're a pharmacist.
Yes, sir.
You come with the medication, isn't it?
Well,
you have the diagnosis.
I have the key.
You have the diagnosis too.
This is the key, yes. I have the diagnosis and the key to solve it.
All right. I mean, And when we look at it, you are an outsider as far as core politics is concerned in Nigeria. An outsider, I'm not sure you have the deep pockets compared to some of the other the heavyweights in your political party.
Sure, let me tell you something. There's always a time for a change. The life of a nation, the life of a community. You see some kingdoms rise and fall. Trends go up and down. Even fashion changes. The wickedness in this country, captured in the way power is bought, must come to an end someday. It's not the way it's all over the world. People respect what you bring to the table. They respect your intellect, your vision, your idea, your capacity, your capability, your competence, your character, your courage. That's what people respect. Donald Trump became president of the United States of America. He wasn't a very old politician. He hadn't been in politics, at least partisan politics, for too long. Deep pocket is important because politics is expensive. But in our case, Obama became president. He didn't have all the money. And some of the presidents we have had in Nigeria, I don't know how many of them had deep pockets. What we need to see is people who buy into this vision, who do not want this country to continue to go the way it is.
So, as an outsider, the question is that how, because there are a lot of players who have been on the ground, who have been wanting to be president in your political party. They've made a lot of tries in the past years. So come and see a pharmacist who just come into the fray and says, look, I need to be the president and I need the ticket of this party. PDP is the second biggest political party based on what politicians are saying. What gives you the confidence that you can beat the likes of Peter Obi, the likes of Nyesom Wike, the likes of Atiku Abubakar, Bukola Saraki, to mention very few?
Yeah, what gives me the confidence is that if you look at my profile, if you look at what I'm coming, my vision, the character that I come to this job, you will begin to see that I compare favorably. Because it is not how long you've been at a job. And if your productivity is mediocre, if your output is not sufficiently exciting, the length of service is not very important. Your experience in the job is not as important as your ability to achieve and come out with quantifiable, measurable outcomes.
And you think you're better than some of those who are on the ground?
I believe that it is the choice of the party, the members of the party, and eventually the citizens of Nigeria.
What is your followership locally? Because all politics, they say, are local.
Yeah. The issue,
because that will matter. You need the delegates.
Yeah, the issue is that
those that will
I'm not
vote for
as
you.
new to politics as you may sound. I mean, politics is not a profession. I was serving in my private sector capacity and doing advocacy, but also being politically active and sensitive, playing political roles. I didn't join PDP yesterday. You didn't see me going to join PDP. I've been a PDP member many years back. I've played roles in PDP. I've served on the boards when Obasanjo was in power, when Jonathan was in power, Yar'Adua was in power, or even until recently. I have been involved in governance.
Around.
Yes, the issue is that when you see a football team, you see 11 people on the field. They are not all the people that are involved in that team. A large number behind that, they are coaches or support staff or reserve or those on the bench. I have been politically active, but I have taken the advocacy route in my politics, in advocating. I didn't think everything could be achieved by competitive politics, but it has not worked. So right now, I have a strong following, and I believe that I compare favorably because Nigerians are looking for something fresh. They're looking for somebody with a solution. How can you have what we have today and you see the people who are part of it and you think they can change the situation? How are they going to change it?
Mr. Mwabwa, I intentionally did not go into the meat of what you intend to do because of our time, and I'm hoping that you need to find time so that we can sit down for a longer time and discuss the Mazi Mwabwa's agenda in wanting to become Nigeria's president. You need to find that time. I'm pleading on behalf of my viewers tonight. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and I wish you the very, very best.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
I'm willing any day you call me to be back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It will be good to have you back.
Thank you.
Well, that's how far we can go tonight on the program. Many thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.